You gotta look in the mirror and say, what can I do better? What can I do to make more sales? All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Over the Years. I hope everybody is doing well. Sorry we missed you guys with a video drop on Monday. Things were super busy this weekend. We're going to talk about that today. So we were unable to get a video out on Monday, but we are back with a new video today, this Wednesday. We're going to kind of touch base on a lot of different things that are going on. Obviously, we are a little bit behind on replying to comments on the YouTube channel, but I'm hoping to get to that tonight after recording this video. We do want to say thank you guys so much, as always, for all the love and all the support. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not subscribed already. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. So first and foremost, update everything. You know, things have been crazy, obviously, with the launch of the new marketplace and community, the one-stop shop, brought to you by RIN. If you guys haven't visited that already, there's a link in the description below for that. Also, there is a $5 off coupon for your first purchase as well. But yeah, so that's been going good. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about District throughout the YouTube community and the reselling community. So yeah, we're super excited about that. Things have been going really well. Thank you to everybody who's already come over there and joined and supported. Obviously, it does mean a lot to us. There's a lot of work on the back end that goes into that on a day-to-day basis, but we are super excited about that. Also, you know, we had a big Whatnot show this past weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about cross-listing today, the power of cross-listing, and we're going to give you an example of why we think that it's super important. No matter what cross-listing tool that you all use, you know, we promote the concept of cross-listing. Obviously, we use List Perfectly. That is the cross-listing tool of our choice. If you guys want to try cross-listing and try List Perfectly, there's also a link in the description below for List Perfectly. Get you guys a discounted start on that. I highly suggest it, and we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit as we move forward. So I guess let's go ahead and just jump right into some sales. So as you could see by, you know, what's going on here, we had a crazy Monday. I took 6 IKEA bags of items to the post office on Monday. Obviously, we couldn't ship on Friday or Saturday because of the holiday. But we did do a Whatnot show on Saturday, and it went well, not as good, obviously, as we had anticipated. We sold a lot of items, but a lot of items went under value of what we thought that they would sell for, which kind of hurts our overall number. But that is the name of the game. You know, stuff like that happens. You keep your head up. You keep pushing. You thank everybody for joining you at the Whatnot. You thank everybody for making the purchases. You know, part of this rehabilitation for myself, as far as the mental, you know, aspect of reselling, is trying to stay as positive, because it can be very easy to get down on yourself when you're not making sales, when things don't sell for as much money as you thought they would. You know, you get overwhelmed by the work. It can easily just, you know, people like myself who deal with the things that I deal with, you know, depression and bipolar and ADHD and, you know, those sort of things, you know, it can easily spiral out of control. So one of the things is I'm trying to be a better person during this rehabilitation, revitalization of my career and business and reselling, has been to try to stay positive. So, you know, be thankful for what happened, and, you know, go back to the drawing board and try and figure some things out, see what I did wrong. You know, one of the other things too is to not blame anybody but yourself if something doesn't go the way that you want it to go. So take full accountability and see what I can do different to be more successful. And I think that is also going to lead us into, obviously, so that Whatnot show, we sold 46 items, which went out to 19 different people. So we packed 19 different boxes of glass and ceramic. That took a long time. It was a lot of work, obviously, to pack all that stuff, but we packed it all and it got it out on Monday. You know, so there's you if you got to get it done, you got to get it done. So we we got that stuff loaded up and out the door. So that's the first thing. 19 packages right there, 46 items. So then up next, we're going to talk about some eBay stuff. But before we talk about eBay, one of the things that I wanted to say is, I talk about taking accountability as a reseller in this reselling business. And I think a lot of times, we hear this so much. eBay is so slow. Why are my sales so slow? What's wrong? Like the algorithm and this and that. And a lot of times we don't look in the mirror. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and say, what can I do better? What can I do to make more sales? And one of the things that we do, obviously, is cross listing, cross posting, however you want to say it. So now, obviously, with the new platform, District, and our new marketplace, the one-stop shop and community, that's added another place to make sales on. And, we're going to talk about that because we have already made a sale on that platform. So now we are up to, I've almost lost count, eBay, Etsy, Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, Grailed, Whatnot, and One Stop Shop. So we are up to 8 reselling platforms now. We're super excited about that. All right, let's jump up into some sales. And obviously, when we do videos like this, we do our best to try and explain a little bit about these items so that you guys can understand why we source these items or why these items sold, because that's the main point of this video. The point of these videos is not necessarily, and then obviously, to let you guys understand why cross-listing works for us, because you're going to notice in this video that we made sales on every single platform that we sell on. Sales from every single platform we sell on went out the door on Monday, except for one platform. So this is just goes to show you, like, these are the things that we should be doing as resellers to kind of, boost up sales. And because what does sales do? Sales boost up our energy. It boosts up our morale. And when we have good energy and good morale, we list those items from the death pile. We share more items on social media. This is the energy that we need to have in order to be successful. So first item that went out, and then we did have some sales today. I was gonna include them in this video, but then I was like, nah, we'll talk about those maybe on Friday, because I'm not sure how much picking videos I'm gonna have for you guys this week. So I'm gonna start, going back to the list of suggested videos, and we're gonna start working on some of those as well too. So bear with me. Obviously, things are a little hectic. 2 YouTube channels, day-to-day routine of reselling, and obviously the new launch of the one-stop shop. So a lot going on with 4 YouTube channels, actually, if you include RIN and Authentic in the Beard. So, all right, first item up is, this is a vintage Lomonosov Russian CCP ceramic porcelain teapot. Okay. And then we put, some more descriptive words in there, obviously, to fill out that title. I actually got this teapot from my buddy Cernak. Big shout out to my guy Cernak from the RIN. This was a super large teapot. It ended up having to ship in a 12 by 12 by 12 box. This was actually an international order, sold through the eBay international shipping program, whatever they're calling it these days. This item sold for $39.99 plus shipping. This was a really interesting teapot for me. With teapots, you're gonna have a couple of different things that go into it. Obviously, the look of it's going to be super important. This had a beautiful floral design on it, nice shape, big, kind of bold, and took a really nice picture with it with Photo Room. If you guys aren't using Photo Room by now, I don't know what else to tell you. Go to www.photoroom.com, use code RIN, do that on your computer, and you guys can get 10% off using that code. For AI backgrounds, it's absolutely clutch. Yeah, so you want to look at, obviously, your makers and your visual aspects. We'll do a teapot video soon, but this was not a teapot that you see often. I actually got this teapot taken down as a listing from Etsy, because they said it, because I guess I had gold and Russia in the same title. They thought it was something else. I don't know. But this took about a month and a half, I'd say, give or take, before it sold. But out the door, $39.99 plus shipping. Up next, this was I actually got this mug in a grab bag at the thrift store. it had something else in it that I really wanted. And then when I pulled this out, I said, hey, this is actually a really cool mug made in the USA. It was a vintage law enforcement firearms instructor coffee mug made in the USA. That kind of was a good little selling point right there. This probably took once again about a month and a half to sell, maybe 2 months. I think I listed this like late August. Not a big ticket item. I took offers on both of these items. I think I had this one listed for like $11.99 or $13.99, and I took an offer for $9. Either I didn't say take an offer or I sent an offer, but either way, it sold on offer for $9.99. This coffee mug made in the USA. That's always a good thing when it comes to coffee mug, and the content on there is kind of unique. So unique content, made in the USA coffee mug made this a good item to sell. I would not have picked that mug up if it wasn't in a grab bag, though. Just to be upfront about that. Up next, this is an item I've had for a very long time. I generally stay away from Hummels just because over the last 20 plus years, the market for Hummels has become a complete disaster. There are some Hummels that will sell for money still, but they are few and far between. This was actually a Hummel ashtray, so once again, it kind of made it a unique item. I think I had this item listed at $20, took a best offer for $14.99. But yeah, if you can find Hummels and say they're like really cheap, I don't even remember where I got this from, to be perfectly honest with you. But there's something to look up comp, and then maybe take a little bit of time yourself to familiarize yourself with some of the Hummels that are selling for a lot of money. But this, once again, was something I've had for a long time, and I got an opportunity to get it out the door for some money, so I did that. Up next is a sports card. If you guys aren't subscribed to our sports card channel, make sure you guys do that. Over the years, sports, not just sports cards, sports memorabilia, all that stuff when it comes to reselling, collecting, and buying sports cards, memorabilia, and apparel. You guys go over the years. I talk a lot about that journey on that channel. But this is a sports card that sold. This was a 2022 Topps Chrome Update Royce Lewis rookie card, numbered to 250. It sold for $39.99. I actually picked this up excuse me, at the Chantilly Card Show. This lasted a couple of weeks. Even baseball cards selling in the off season, which does really well. And this actually came through a sale through a promotion that I sent out on Twitter. So that was really good to translate that aspect of social media into sales. So that sold for $39.99. Up next, this is a antique Northwood glass opalescent white pump creamer tree trunk novelty. This is a really cool piece. If you can find these in the Vaseline glass color, they can be worth a lot of money. This did have a little bit of damage on it, some chips on the feet, but we were able to get a good amount of money for this. I'm trying to remember where I picked this up. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it sold for $35.99 plus shipping. Anytime you sort of see these opalescent glass and you can get it at a good price, that's definitely something to look into. If you guys want to learn more about opalescent glass, there is a opalescent glass video on this channel. It's a little bit of an older video, but it should kind of give you guys a little bit of info on opalescent glass. Especially if you can find these sort of novelty pieces. You guys have seen me talk about the sugar bowl before, which is like a tree trunk that's like cut in half and it's 4 legs. This is the creamer that goes with that set. Up next, we sold a hat. This was one of those vintage military ship hats. It was made in the USA, which is always a plus. This sold for $18 plus shipping. A lot of times, these sort of hats can be a little bit long tail. But there are a lot of collectors out there for this style of hat. So if you guys can find these hats, for $5 and less, some can be worth a lot more money, obviously. But I had this one listed for like $19.99 for a while, and I took a best offer of $18 plus shipping. So that's everything that's sold on eBay. Excuse me. So now we're going to talk about how this is once again about cross-listing, how cross-listing has helped us through you know, making these sales, and not even just cross listing, but selling on multiple platforms like Whatnot. You know, we can't cross list to Whatnot. You can import your Poshmark listings, but you know, we did a Whatnot live. You know, we saw it on all these different platforms because we're cross listing, and then obviously making sales on a brand new platform. It just helps bolster everything. So this was a T-shirt. I had this T-shirt for a long time as well. This was a vintage 1998 Kentucky University of Kentucky Wildcats national champion starter T-shirt, made in the USA starter T-shirt. So a really cool shirt. It still had the original tags with it too. It did have some stain, a little stain right here on the front. But we took a best offer on this shirt from Mercari, and it sold for $23 plus shipping. So that's a Mercari order out the door. And we had a second Mercari order also go out the door. That was this vintage 1973 Nabisco shredded wheat metal recipe box. Anytime you guys can find vintage advertising, it always sells, does really well. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And then obviously recipe boxes can be good things to find, especially ones that are tin like this that have a little bit of age. And so like you got recipe box, you got vintage advertising, you have like farmhouse decor. There's a lot of things going for this item particularly. It didn't sell for a crazy amount of money. But we did take an offer on that for $15 plus shipping out the door. And we made a sale. There's a lot of things that are selling this weekend, which is kind of crazy. A lot of things that I've had for a long time, which is a good sign for me. I love it when stuff that, you know, I was on the chopping block, as I might say, for when we transition into the shed, sells, because it just makes things a lot easier. I have had this Ray done gingerbread loaf pan for God knows how long. This is another thing I will absolutely never touch again with a 10-foot pole, unless it is like one of the most rare, unique, like first edition Ray Dunn pieces. I will never touch Ray Dunn ever again. This gingerbread loaf pan actually sold on Poshmark. Don't forget that you all can list hard goods and other items on Poshmark. I sent out an offer via one of my Poshmark apps that I use, and it sold for $18. Out the door, gone. Thank you, God. Hallelujah. But listen, now we're up to eBay. We're up to Whatnot sale. We're up to an eBay sales. We have Mercari sales, and we have Poshmark sales. So now we're moving on to Etsy. Another item I've had for forever. This is a vintage Barbie 1995 Hallmark Holiday Memories Barbie doll in box. I didn't even I've had this thing since the beginning of time. I redid pictures at one point, not even with photo room, as you can see here. This Barbie doll finally sold for $14.99 plus shipping. Barbie dolls can be worth money. Not every Barbie doll. There's a lot of factors that go into Barbie dolls. So make sure you're comping, make sure you're doing your research when it comes to buying and selling Barbie dolls. A lot of the like really vintage Barbie dolls can do well, especially the accessories. A lot of the 90s stuff can be super difficult because of mass production. But there are some definitely still some valuable ones that were made in the 90s. A lot of collaboration ones, obviously, that can do well. So definitely just do your research when you're buying and selling Barbie dolls. This is an item, though, that we just picked up recently in one of our videos. It was like 2 videos ago. This item has already sold. This was the vintage Tiffin U.S. Glass Company, the bedside decanter carafe, also known as a tumbler up. This sold on Etsy for $74.99 plus shipping. If you guys remember in the video at the yard sale, we grabbed this at, we paid $5 for that. So definitely a really good return on that piece. Up next, we sold another one of these milk glass lampshades. It's crazy. It's like they've been sitting for a couple of months, and then one sells, and then sure enough, 2 days later, another one sells. This one sold on Etsy. I think the last one sold on eBay. This one sold on Etsy for a little bit more money. This one sold for $29.99 plus shipping. Up next, moving on to another platform, Depop. So I had a customer message me a while back and said they wanted to bundle some items, and I said, sure, yeah, I can do that for you. We worked out a price. They never came back. And then maybe like a month later, they messaged me again. They're like, "Hey, sorry, I'm back from the dead. I'm still looking to do this bundle if it's possible, and I also want to add this sweater to the bundle." So I was like, sure, why not? The sweatshirt I've had, obviously, once again, one of these items I've had for the longest time. A few of these items, though, are fairly new, and some are like, a couple months old. So the bundle consisted of, I can't remember, I think it's 5 items. We're going to go through them. But it was $85, and I told them I would do free shipping because I generally do free shipping when people put together their own bundles on Depop. But I put this one together for them and did free shipping. I think shipping ended up costing me $10. But up first in the bundle was this vintage 1991 US Open tennis single stitch T-shirt. The second, obviously, vintage T-shirt, single stitch, nice graphic, US Open. Those are all things you want to look for in a T-shirt like this. Up next, Hard Rock Cafe. This was a dope hat. Hard Rock Cafe stuff can be hit or miss. I think a lot of it has to do with design, age, location. This one was super dope because it had like that 90s color block, and it was also made in the USA. And I want to say this was Orlando, I believe. Let me zoom. Yeah, Orlando. So this was Hard Rock Cafe, Orlando. Then he also got a vintage White Sox hat. This was like a mesh back, snapback, vintage White Sox logo. Super dope hat. That also included that in the bundle. Then he got this vintage Fall of the Wall, the Berlin Wall t-shirt. This was a very boxy t-shirt. It's kind of difficult sometimes to sell those boxy t-shirts, but I included that in the bundle. Obviously, you wanted. And then this was the sweatshirt. It was a TM Lewin sweatshirt. I've had that sweatshirt once again from the beginning of time. So I was like easily we'll throw that in the bundle as well. So now that all sold on Depop, that's been shipped out. So now we're up to Whatnot, eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy, and Depop. And then the final sale of all the marketplaces is going to be from the brand new one-stop shop marketplace brought to you by RIN. This was a card. It was in 2016 Panini Contenders Draft Picks Kendall Fuller rookie card auto blue foil. Not an expensive card, but a very cool card, and it sold for $6.49 plus shipping. Super excited about that to make my first sale, obviously. Shout out to everybody that's joined as a member, and those of you that are selling in our platform as well. A bunch of people have already made sales, which is really, really cool. Especially for being like only 1 week in basically since we launched. What's really cool about this is one of the best features, in my opinion, about District and obviously the one-stop shop, the marketplace and community that we've created. Is the ability to do what's called magic comments. Okay, so what I can do is I can take any listing in our marketplace. For this, this example, we'll use my listings. I can take my listing and I can share it to either Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube if I was live on YouTube. And I can share that item, and all anybody has to do is reply to that item with the word claim. On Twitter, you have to use a hashtag. I'm not sure how that works, if you have to use hashtag also on Instagram or not. But if somebody's interested in it and they want it, all they have to do is type claim in the comment section, and it automatically sends them a direct message that has a link to checkout. You click on that link, they check out, they pay, done deal. No other selling platform is offering that sort of selling option right now. So it's like, for me, it's super exciting. Now, obviously, like some people are like, oh, well, I don't really do social media. Well, the cool thing is, if you're a seller in our marketplace, I'm going to share out your stuff too. So, your items can be seen by, my social media following. Not that I have like some crazy social media following, but you know what I'm saying. And so like, you can just, and even if you're using hashtags and you're sharing it on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, there's people that are searching hashtags. So maybe they click on that hashtag, they see your listing, they want it, they say claim, they get the invoice, they check out, they buy it, boom, it's done. It is a absolutely brilliant concept, and I love it. It's just a whole other way of trying to get more eyes on your items, and that's what this is all about. As a reseller, you want the most people to see your items. Now, yes, eBay is going to have the most traffic, but as you can see, all of these things were listed on all these other platforms, but they sell on all these different platforms. So you never know who's shopping on what platform and looking for what, but you might as well take the extra time to list it on all these platforms. Now, this is not for everybody, and I will not judge you if you say, hey, I don't want to do all that. That is perfectly fine. Not everybody is going to want to cross list. Not everybody's going to want to do that. I understand it. But if you are looking for a way to make more sales, if you are looking for a way to expand, if you're a full-time reseller, you should 1000% be listing on every single platform. It doesn't make sense not to. Once again, we use List Perfectly. If you guys want to try List Perfectly, there's a link in the description below. You guys can use that link to get a discounted code. But, you know, that's a lot of items going out across a lot of different platforms. Yes, maybe some of those platforms had one sale, two sales, one sale with a bundle, this and that, but it all adds up. And like I said, it gives you that morale that boosts your energy. It makes you want to list more. It makes you want to do better. And that's what I need. So, you know, maybe that will help some of you guys. And that's what we're all about here. We're all about entertaining and educating, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you guys got a lot of both of those during this video. Don't forget, make sure you guys check out the One Stop Shop. The link to that's in the description below. We do have some Whatnot shows coming up. Make sure you guys subscribe to Over the Years Sports. Make sure you guys subscribe to RIN. And yeah, we appreciate all the love and all the support. We're going to get to those YouTube comments. I promise. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm behind on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. I'm trying really hard because it means a lot to me that you guys take the time to ask questions and send comments and stuff like that, that I need to find the time to give that back to you guys and let you know by physically answering that I do appreciate all those comments. So, yep. So stay tuned for another video coming up on Friday. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And most importantly, YouTube, stay classy. Peace.